We made it to the Dow Villa in Lone Pine, California.
What's up, guys? Today we're going to be going over probably the most stressful part of the JMT for me, which was transportation to the trailhead and then transportation out of there. Let's get into it. This is me coming from Oregon, okay? So I flew out of Portland. That's where this kind of originates. But that being said, most of this is going to be able to help a lot of people, whether they're flying in from the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, or whatever. So here we go. The number one thing that I had to do, first of all, I had to figure out flights, right? I chose to fly to Reno instead of like Mammoth Lakes or anything like that. Mammoth was freaking incredibly expensive. I could not believe how expensive it was. Reno was super, super cheap. Now, the second thing I had to do was go from Reno to Lone Pine, right? So how the heck did I do that? So I actually ended up getting a shuttle from the ESTA, or the Eastern Sierra Transit Association, okay? They pick you up right at the Reno airport. Basically, you go down there, you pass Lee Vining, Bishop, I mean, all these different like trail towns, right? Until you end up getting to Lone Pine. Now, I don't know what it was with our bus, but our bus actually was hot as hell. What else to say? I don't know if there was no AC or whatever, but it was hot as hell. So just be prepared for that. And it is an extremely long ride from Reno to Lone Pine. Once I got into Lone Pine, I actually ended up staying at historic Dow Villa. And this was a pretty cheap hotel, and it was actually pretty sweet. Like, there wasn't a lot of amenities or anything like that, but you know, look, you're gonna be camping for 14 days to 3 weeks, so who cares? A lot of cool pictures on the wall, a lot of history there. So I stayed there. Now, the next thing I had to do was I had to get my gas and fuel for my cook system. So what I did there is the next morning I actually went and I got my gas canisters at Elevation Sierra, which was just like a couple blocks away from the Dow Villa. It was perfect, actually. To get to the trailhead, though, I had to schedule another shuttle, which was called the East Side Shuttle Service. The guy was pretty cool, and I scheduled him to pick me up actually at noon, which was a mistake. The thing with Lone Pine in July is that it gets hot as shit. So it was like literally 100 degrees by noon. And after I had checked out of the Dow Villa, I actually came back and asked them if I could sit in the air conditioning, because I was sweating like a sauna when I was sitting outside of Elevation Sierra. They allowed me to stay there in the AC until the shuttle came and picked me up. So from there, I made it to Horseshoe Meadows. It was a sketchy ass little road up there, super sketchy. That was one of the most sketchy things about the JMT, was that drive up to frickin' Horseshoe Meadows. It was boom, like drop-offs. I never scheduled a flight out until I think my second to last day on the JMT. Once I started getting service in, I think around Reds Meadow, it was the day I was at Reds Meadow, I actually finally scheduled my flight out, because I just didn't know when I was going to honestly finish, and I had to link up the logistics of all the shuttles back, right? I bought my flight out of Reno the day before, day or two before I finished the JMT. When I finally finished in Yosemite, I ended up taking the Yosemite Area Regional Transit, so YARTS, and I took that to Mammoth, and from Mammoth, I just stayed at a hotel. I was hiker trash, went in, got some groceries, stuff like that, and paid, you know, 80, 100 bucks for 8 hours in a hotel, which was so stupid. But what was I gonna do? I guess I could have stealth camped. Now from there, it was nice again, because the ESTA, which I had taken originally to get to Lone Pine, now was going in the opposite direction. So I hopped on that the morning after, and then I ended up getting to Reno from there, and then I flew out. And that was pretty much it. So I'm gonna take the time to answer a question real quick. I replied to it on YouTube, but I think it's valuable for other people. So Starlet 127 was asking on my how to train for the JMT video. Training was zero drop shoes. Did you wear them only while training, or did you wear them in place of regular tennis shoes all the time? She bought some Ultras, but she's just wearing normal shoes to work and stuff like that. She wants to make sure it doesn't mess with her Achilles tendons before she does a major hike. I was like, look, this is a great question. The thing with Ultras and zero drops is that it does take some time to get used to them. It probably took me at least 2 weeks to get used to them, and I was using them as regular shoes. If you are concerned that it could mess with your Achilles and your tendons, to wear them as normal shoes. My whole line of shoes now is Ultras, so it's weird to wear like anything with a drop. So If you are getting ultras, I would definitely recommend training with them definitely before you're doing a 200-mile trail, but also, you know, try wearing them just as regular shoes, because you're gonna get your feet and your legs used to that range of motion a lot earlier than if you just put them on for a 200-mile trek, which could result in something that wouldn't be good, or an injury. Guys, thanks a lot for watching this video. If you found value, please subscribe, and as always, what makes you feel alive? Thank you.